For more than 15 years, police across Europe hunted one woman. Her DNA kept showing up at crime scene after crime scene. Murders, break-ins, even the killing of a police officer. They called her the woman without a face, because no one had ever seen her. She was one of the most wanted people in Europe. She was also about to become one of the strangest mistakes in police history. It started back in 1993. An old woman was killed in Germany. At the scene, on a teacup, police found DNA from an unknown woman. No match, no suspect, the case went cold. Then years later, the exact same DNA showed up again. Another murder, a different town. Then again, this time on a used heroin needle. Same woman, different crimes, and nobody could explain it. And then it really started spreading. Her DNA turned up at break-ins, car thefts, a robbery where someone used a toy gun. In Germany, then Austria, then France. One day she's a killer, and the next day she's stealing a car. There was no pattern, no reason, no photo, no witness who could even describe her. Just her DNA again and again in places that made no sense. All up, it got linked to around 40 different crimes. Then came the day the whole country started watching. It was April 2007 in a town called Heilbronn. Two young police officers were sitting in their parked patrol car. Someone walked up and shot them both in the head. One of them, Michelle Kieswetter, was just 22 years old. Unfortunately, she did not make it. Fortunately, her partner survived, but only barely. And on the back seat of that police car, they found the Phantom's DNA once again. Now, she wasn't just a car thief or a killer, she'd shot a cop. The hunt went into overdrive. The reward for finding her climbed all the way up to 300,000 euros. Police took over 3,000 DNA samples from women around the country. They chased thousands of leads and burned through more than 16,000 hours of overtime. They spent somewhere in the ballpark of 2 million euros, all of it to catch one woman. And after all of that time and all that money, they never found her. Not one single lead led anywhere. And then one tiny detail cracked the whole thing open. The police were trying to figure out who a dead man was. They pulled his fingerprint card to check it, and there, sitting on a man's fingerprints, was the Phantom's DNA. A woman's DNA on a man's prints. That just isn't possible. So they tried something simple. They ran the test again with a brand new clean swab, and the Phantom DNA was gone. That's when it all clicked. The Phantom had never been at a single crime scene. She was on the cotton swabs the police used to collect evidence. Every time they swabbed a scene, the swab already had her DNA on it. So they found her everywhere because they were bringing her with them every single time. The swabs were sterile, totally clean of germs, but being clean of germs doesn't mean being clean of DNA. Killing germs doesn't wipe away human DNA, and nobody had thought to check for it. Somewhere in the factory that made those swabs, one worker's DNA has ended up on all of them. Probably just a tiny bit of skin or breath while they were being packed. She had never committed a crime, and she didn't even know any of this was happening. To be sure, they tested a batch of brand new, unused swabs. Out of 96 of them, 7 already had her DNA on them, and that was it. Case closed. The most wanted woman in Europe was a factory worker who'd never broken the law in her life. The Phantom was made up, but the murder of Heilbronn was real. Michelle Kieswetter really died that day, a real 22-year-old just doing her job. And while everyone chased a ghost, her real killer stayed free. Years later, the truth finally came out. Her killing was tied to a neo-Nazi terror group found with the officers' stolen guns. So for all those years, police were hunting a woman who never existed, while the people who actually did it were something else completely. DNA does not lie, but it doesn't explain itself either. One tiny trace of the wrong person on a cotton swab sent a whole continent chasing someone who was never there. For more than 15 years, the most hunted woman in Europe was a ghost made of cotton.